Okay, let me update the title because it never does the title right. I decided to do this live because it's too much stuff to talk about. I'm going to start this live off by saying, as I always do, that all commentary on my channel is alleged and for education and entertainment purposes only, as is covered under the Fair Use Act of the Copyright Disclaimer of 1976, which is in the description. I am quite tired, but I had to jump on here because it's just too much to not be discussing right now. So give me 1 second because I'm updating the titles. Since I'm multi-streaming. Hold on. And I want to make sure that it shows the correct titles on here. Is it showing up on YouTube? Hold on. Let me see. Let me make for sure. Okay, so it should be saving the title now. Purple Flower, good to see you, my love. So it's just an amazing thing when information finds its way to me that I'm not even looking for. I was actually editing and was having a conversation with one of the subscribers that, you know, I'm very close with. And, you know, I haven't been on YouTube in quite some time because I've been dealing with real life. But now that I'm not driving, I'm focusing more on the editing, even despite my current circumstances, because I just believe in speaking things into existence. And then the angel number 333, putting forth energy to manifest my goals. As I've shared with you guys, you know, the angel number meetings, and 333 is the angel number for attracting abundance. And as I've shared with you guys when I shared screen before, 333, you know, lets you know that you have the ability to attract abundance and to take action behind your goals. Shout out to you, Cody. Thank you for tuning in, family. And so, you know, I had decided to do a live speaking on Malcolm Jamal Warner because I was doing some research. Now, y'all remember when I did the live in the car last week? Y'all know my gifts are very real as an empath, clairvoyant, psychic medium. I told y'all last week I didn't believe that man drowning was an accident. And I found some alleged evidence to prove that. And unfortunately on the app, this app does not allow me to share screen. And I really wish that it did, because I found a video on Facebook tonight. Just happened to come across this when I was researching, because I always research on DuckDuckGo, because I had heard out in the social media streets that Malcolm Jamal Warner's mother is demanding an investigation because she believes that her son was murdered, allegedly. And, you know, I've seen a couple of different content creators' videos, but I don't ever go by other people's videos. Y'all know I do the research to get the receipts myself. And so when I was, you know, looking it up to see if it was true, I found this video on Facebook. And after the live, I'll post that link in the comments so y'all can go look at that video yourself. It's about 13 minutes long. And basically they were saying that not only is his mother requesting a full-on investigation, but that allegedly she was denied being able to view his body. Now, that, what kind of sense does that make? The mother of the deceased is denied being able to see her dead son's body, to identify the body. You know, it's just giving Angie Stone all over again. It's sounding real familiar. The ambiguity behind, and here's the thing we have to think about. Why is it that everyone, we have Whitney Houston, Bobby Christina, Kim Porter, Angie Stone, now we have Jamal, Malcolm Jamal. Why are all these people that are doing tell-all books and movies turning up dead? And it's always some ambiguous bullshit reason for their, in my opinion, sacrifice. The dates as well. Like I said, I can't share screen on this app, and I don't have my laptop right now. Did y'all know that Malcolm Jamal Warner's announcement of his death was on a satanic holiday, exactly like Angie Stone's? Do y'all remember, if y'all remember my previous lives where I showed you the dates of the Bohemian Grove, put a letter B in the chat. The Bohemian Grove, where they allegedly do satanic rituals and human sacrifices, it starts on July 20th. Isn't that crazy? And it goes for 2 weeks. It's an all-male alleged orgy where they do animal and human sacrifice, right? Starts on July 20th. It goes through August the 3rd. I showed you guys this on the satanic ritual calendar. But that's just a coinkydink, right? Just a coincidence. Just like Angie Stone's alleged accident, which I genuinely believe was a satanic ritual, also happened on a satanic holiday. The Grammys on Candlemas and the Satanic Rebels. You know, it's just insane to me that all these people who we find out later were about to expose some shit have accidents. Kim Porter has pneumonia at 47 when she's perfectly healthy. Kathy White has an aneurysm at 28 when she's a fitness instructor. Jay-Z's alleged mistress and baby mama, who was friends with Kim, who was helping Kim to expose these alleged down low motherfuckers. You know, I just, in this case, I hate to be right. Because I keep making the connections. And yet people like Jaguar keep stealing my content and pretending that sure it's Miss Jaguar right. I hear that you have 2 cases coming up here in September, ma'am. Both involving Diddy. And people connected to Diddy. Now, I don't remember which person it was that emailed me a few months back the video that I shared with you guys of the voicemails that Jaguar left Goomba. But family, if y'all remember that where she threatened Nikki and her kids with rape and murder, well, can y'all just put a letter J in the chat? Because I really am starting to believe that the people she said were trolls are not. And this whole I'm pretending to be holier than thou because you call yourself trying to copy off of me being a spiritualist, which I'm an actual real spiritualist. I'm not a pretender like you. And I keep telling you, not only can you not compete where you don't compare, you cannot duplicate authenticity, ma'am. But I wonder, why did you select my channel, Jaguar, right? I'm not a celebrity. I've been trying to figure this out since last October. Why and who sent you to my channel? Was it Jay-Z or was it Diddy or both? Because I feel like more and more, I'm the only content creator on YouTube with the satanic ritual calendar with the authority to call all you motherfuckers out on your bullshit. I don't think it was Clive. I'm going to tell you why. The Black Brotherhood is at the bottom of the food chain on that pyramid. And when it comes to Freemasonic activity in the higher rankings, those who are at the top of the pyramid, they always use the pawns to do their dirty work. Clive was at the top of that pyramid. Now, I'm not putting it past him that he could have been involved. But after Jaguar, here came Stone Paxton, another person I've never heard of. Jonathan Hay has been watching my channel. I talked about this. I said, Jonathan wanted to come on the channel to do an interview and tell his truth. And then all of a sudden, he fell back. He still communicates with me on Instagram. But I noticed that the more I'm using the satanic ritual calendar, people are getting afraid. It's a very odd thing to be afraid of someone who's not a celebrity. Very odd. Wait, I just scrolled up and saw your comment. Cody said, logging in a minute ago, I saw a video of Eddie Griffith speaking on how it wasn't an accident. Yeah, the Malcolm Jamal Warner drowning is now allegedly being said that it was not an accident. There, again, what's with the ambiguity? First, they said he drowned trying to save his daughter. Now, police reports are saying he was not even in the water with his daughter. Much like the Angie Stone fuckery. Because that's what I'm just going to call it at this point. Because first they said she died in the van accident, even though nobody else did. Okay? Bullshit. I definitely call bullshit on that. Then they said her body was removed from the van. Then they said her body was ejected from the van. Then they said her body was missing for 3 to 4 hours and returned. And Stone Paxton himself said that the feds showed up before the ambulance did and confiscated her phone and laptop and her tablet. Again, how could you possibly know that if you weren't in the van, sir? Why are all these people who have alleged connections to Clive Davis, Jay-Z, and Diddy being so ambiguous and know so much? I never ever heard of Stone Paxton. Of course I heard of Jaguar. I was supporting her on Stormisha Bussy Alize Jenkins' channel, for over 6 years, believing she was not only a whistleblower, but an advocate for survivors of sexual abuse. A lot of people believed in her because of her gift of storytelling And, storytelling as a child was called lying. Okay. Let's be very clear on that. To go from being someone who allegedly was a whistleblower and exposing predators to you being exposed as an alleged assassin, where out of your own mouth you said that they were going to rape Nikki and her children and they were going to put bullets in their heads, and how they were going to do the same to Goomba, and how they were going to stage it, and how would one know all those details if one has not participated in the assassination of people? How, Sway? How did you know so much about the Diddy freak-offs if you only participated as a dominatrix? Why were you so intrigued with me in October of last year when I spoke on my experience exploring the swinging and BDSM lifestyle back in 2013? And you really were intrigued by me sharing, because I'm an open book about my ability to be a projectile squirter and the significance, the spiritual aspects of squirting, and how they were going to offer me up as a sacrifice. Why did you offer a safe house that you told me was full of murderers that I later found out was Yellow Beezy's house? Why did you get mad because I didn't want to accept that bullshit? You thought I was going to be dumb enough to go into a household with perfect strangers when you told me it was full of murderers and they would take my phone? Every single person who has made allegations against Diddy has had that same story. That when they went into the home, their phones were taken, their keys were taken, they had no way to communicate. You said that to me privately on that phone call with Grace. When you tried to scare me about me sharing the Airbnb that the subscribers helped me to pay for with the donations when I left that house with the alcoholics and drug addicts. I distinctly remember you telling me I could have 3 Mexicans at your door right now to abduct you. Why would you share where you're at? I said I didn't share my location because I'm not dumb enough to do that. I just simply was excited and wanted the subscribers to see where their donations went to. Unlike you, who you don't ever show what you do with donations from your channel. And I don't really give a fuck about that. I'm just painting a picture here. Were you trying to set me up to be abducted and sex trafficked? Like all these other women who have these allegations. Was that the true purpose in you coming to my channel pretending that you wanted a sisterhood? It's just, the more I think about this shit, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not in the industry. But there's definitely a reason that making of a bad boy video crossed my path tonight. Because I was never going to watch that because of you. I'm just being honest. I wasn't. But I think we need to do a watch party on Rumble. In fact, we are going to do a watch party on Rumble once I have the time. Because there's just way too many similarities with these other women's stories. And with your behavior towards me, the whole pretending to, the whole love bombing and, oh, thank God for the work you're doing. And, all the prayers, all the positive energy, me supporting someone I thought truly was an advocate that clearly is not. Because not only did you do this shit to me, you did it to Tammy Wallace, one of the very first guests you had on your show that I spoke into existence for you and promoted for free and brought your first 100 subscribers to the YouTube channel that you had no content on. This has nothing to do with being upset. This has everything to do with you being investigated. Because I don't believe you're a whistleblower, Jaguar, right? I very much believe you are just as guilty as Diddy and Jay-Z at this point. Because you have said and done things that an advocate would never say and do. But the question is, who sent you to my channel and who the fuck sent Stone Paxton? Both of y'all came in with the same bullshit. Fake support. Fake love. Coming in being messy. Both turned out to be two-faced. And both are connected to Clive, Diddy, and Jay-Z. Now, Stone said you're not connected to Clive. He told me that in the DMs on Instagram. He said Clive don't even know you. He said Clive doesn't know you, and Clive doesn't know Paperwork Party TV. But Paperwork swear up and down that Clive was clout chasing and you know, watching his DMs. Miss Williams, good to see you. So I'm just wondering, did maybe, just maybe, y'all have something to do with Malcolm Jamal Warner's, in my opinion, sacrifice? Were you guys connected to the stampede that occurred during the Cowboy Carter event that just happened? Not a coincidence that the number 11 is chosen as the number of people that were injured during the, you know, so-called stampede on the escalator. I seen all that shit. You know, who was it? Travis Scott that did the Astro World sacrifice? Beyonce's dates of her events, I believe, was the 10th, the 13th, and 14th. There's a satanic holiday on July 1st. And the next one is the July 20th through the 26th. Guess what, family? Guess what those dates are? Not only is that the commencement of the Bohemian Grove, where they allegedly do human sacrifices, the all-male orgies of all the elite presidents and politicians and Hollywood people, but it's also where they do the abductions. If y'all remember on the calendar where it said abduction in preparation for ceremonial victims. They do ceremonies and prepare sacrificial victims for 6 days from July 20th through the 26th. The kickoff of the Bohemian Grove human sacrifice. Right? Okay. I just need people to understand that I genuinely believe that these are the reasons these people have chosen my channel. Okay, wasn't trying to switch avatars. I actually was not trying to do that. I was trying to move. You know what? We'll leave it on Melanin Queen. We'll leave it there. Well, okay. Well, that's where I was trying to get back to. Regardless, it's not a coincidence. And he died, or in my opinion, was sacrificed in a country that is known for dark Santeria activity. Y'all remember the black mass I showed you with all the, where they cut the goat throat and pour the blood of the goat representing Baphomet onto the people, and they pray to Satan for miracles and blessings, and they cut the head of the chicken and they do a washing, a cleanse, Much like what you hear in churches when they do communion and shit. You know, just all the damn ritualistic shit that goes on in these churches that they don't even realize they're fucking doing. So Malcolm goes over to a country where it's known for them to do that. It's also known for them to have child prostitution over there. A lot of trafficking going on over there. But more than that, the Black Mass and Santeria activity starts July 20th. So maybe, just maybe, that's why you came to my channel. I think you guys thought Jay-Z, Diddy, Jaguar, Clive, and the rest of y'all, I think y'all thought y'all were going to stop Just D Show from exposing the truth. Not going to happen. Now, on the video I saw from Malcolm Jamal Warner's alleged friend, the friend said Malcolm had told me and his mother that he felt like he was being watched. Guess who else said that? Angie Stone, Kim Porter, Whitney Houston. Guess what they all were doing? Writing tell-all books and or documentaries. Guess what Malcolm Jamal Warner was doing? Writing a tell-all book. And the friend said, Malcolm had just told me 3 days before his alleged death that if something happened to him, it wasn't an accident. Who else said that? Prince, Michael Jackson, Kim Porter, Whitney Houston. I mean, you know, how in the fuck are all these people having the same goddamn experience? And Malcolm had initially defended Bill Cosby. He said, I'm not saying he did or didn't do anything. What Malcolm specifically said was, I cannot speak on that. He never said whether or not he believed or disbelieved that Bill Cosby did what he was, accused of. He simply said, I cannot speak on that. Now, that was in his interviews when Bill was first accused. But more recently, it's alleged that he was getting ready to expose a lot of shit. Let me look at the comments. Cody said exactly, both with the past and association. Damn it, it's scrolling. Hold on. Both with a past and association with the music industry, and both pursued a friendship with you, then both did you dirty in the end. No coincidence there. Absolutely not. That's why it kills me that people are still talking shit about me when I don't even be focused on these motherfuckers at all. Like, I don't give no fucks about y'all. I don't talk about y'all. The only reason why I'm bringing them up tonight is because it's completely relevant to current events. Completely relevant. And because, again, the Bad Boy documentary crossed my path in social media tonight. He said, right when you went out to the U-Haul, you never showed street signs or anything. Damn it, the comments keep scrolling. Or anything of relevance. You made sure to hold the phone down to the ground and then just inside the back of the U-Haul as you got stuff, and never show the license plate either. Because I'm not dumb enough to do that shit. That's why that whole the fear factor bullshit. And why would you post your location? Bitch, I would never do that dumbass shit. The fuck you mean? Never did show my damn location, but tried to have me and everybody else scared about talking about how Danny Robertson was gonna come for me. No, nigga, you were trying to come for me. The fuck? Now, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who or what Danny Robertson is. I don't know if that person's male or female. I've never seen that person cam up. Don't really give no fucks about he or she or whatever the fuck they are. Every time I've heard Jaguar talk about they are coming for anybody, whether it was me, Ayasha, Grace, or any of Maggie, any of the other so-called family that she had developed when we were aligned, it always ended up being some shit involving her. So the whole thing of her saying that Danny Robertson was going to come for me because I allegedly, according to her, shared my location, which I never even fucking did. Then she continues to say, I could have 3 Mexicans at your door right now to come pick you up, and you need to be more careful because all people have to do is look on Airbnb and find you. Well, 1, I'm always divinely protected. 2, ain't nobody tried to show up and abduct my ass. So all of that was some bullshit. All of it. And now you got me defending Danny, who I don't even goddamn like. Because you was on some bullshit. Tried to invite me to what you called a safe house while telling me it was a house full of murderers and that they would take my phone. I would not be able to communicate with anyone. I would not be able to go purchase food. I would not be able to order anything. They would have to provide all of my meals. I wouldn't be able to take any belongings with me, but I would be safe. And got mad because I said no. Because that doesn't sound safe. That sounds like a setup. See, you thought I was some naive, just innocent person because I'm a high vibrational. Baby, I'm a whole entire Scorpio. And a whole entire empath, clairvoyant, psychic. You think I didn't know the fuck shit you was on? All you dumbass trolls that kept saying, how did you not know? Trust me when I say I knew. But when you believe in somebody and you don't want to believe that person's fucked up, and you're a loyal ass Scorpio, and I kept telling y'all, until God shows me she's full of shit, I'm going to support her. I said, once I'm shown she's full of shit, I'm not going to support her. Did I not follow through on what the fuck I said I was going to do? Same thing with Stone Paxton. Everybody kept telling me, don't trust him. He's full of shit. I said, until he shows me otherwise, I'm going to support him because I'm a Scorpio. That's what the fuck we do. If we fucks with you, we fucks with you. But once we don't, we don't. It's a wrap. You dead to us. We don't give no fucks about you. We really don't. So I have actually followed through on everything I fucking said I was going to do. And yet, people keep trying to get me to realign with motherfuckers that prove themselves disloyal. That's just not going to happen. You can apologize until you are blue in the face. I been forgave y'all, but I'm not going to fuck with y'all. None of y'all. None of y'all. That includes all the previous so-called family members that keep trying to reach out. I don't want to meet with y'all. I don't want to have a conversation with you. There will be no town hall. There will be no email. There will be no conference calls. There will be nothing. Because spiritually, y'all are dead to me. I'm just being honest. That's all of y'all. Yes, that does include Natanya Rubin too. I don't trust none of you motherfuckers. I don't. Any of y'all content creators that I was introduced to through Jaguar, right? I don't trust none of y'all. Please understand that shit. Has nothing to do with holding a grudge. Has nothing to do with resentment. It has everything to do with I don't trust you. And anyone who knows a Scorpio, once we don't trust you, it's a wrap. There's a reason Jaguar Wright and Stone Paxton were sent to my channel. There's a reason they both came in with the friendship energy, the love bombing energy, and then betrayed. Especially Stone, when I told him that if he was involved in the doxing of my information, I was going to sue him along with Official King Payne and Danny Robertson, which that is definitely in the works as we speak. Jaguar, you've been in my energy a lot. And while I understand that you have regrets about what you did, and there's a part of you that feels regretful, that ship sailed when you spoke on my babies that I lost. That ship sailed when you negatively spoke on my health, and all of y'all accused me of lying, which is why I went live from the hospital. Please hear me clear. I have no grudge against you. I just simply want you exposed for who the fuck you really are. Period. And you need to be held accountable just like Diddy and Jay-Z. It's just that simple. There will be no reconnection. I'm not fucking with none of y'all. Y'all need to accept that shit and move the fuck on. Damn it, that's not the one I wanted. Hold on, that's the one. Go back. Because, especially after seeing part of the Bad Boy shit tonight, I feel like you so deep involved in this shit, Albie don't even know who the fuck you really are. A lot of these people don't know who the fuck you really are. They really don't. I do. Everything I've been shown in the spirit realm, you have actually confirmed, and you don't even know that shit. Talked about this tonight. I said it's an amazing thing that the moment I was exposing Jay-Z's Aleister Crowley Do As Out What clothing line is the very moment you decided to make yourself known in my chat on October 20th, 2024. Which is also right before the beginning of all the satanic holidays in preparation for All Hallows Eve. Funny how Stone came in my chat. I was the only content creator actively researching Angie Stone's alleged death immediately the day after she was announced dead on March the 2nd. No other content creator was covering that story but me. And y'all know that because y'all been on my channel since last year. Jaguar took all of my research and regurgitated it and tried to make it seem like it was her discovery. And I kept seeing it. That's how messy YouTube is. They kept showing me all these other different content creators. I'm like, that's literally screenshots from my live. So here's the irony. If you and Jay-Z and Diddy and Clive and all the rest of the quote-unquote music industry elite who have allegedly participated in these satanic rituals, if y'all are so afraid of the satanic ritual calendar, why have y'all been trying to make it seem like I'm a conspiracy theorist, Stone Paxton? Because for you to have the audacity to call me a crazy conspiracy theorist is to try to make me out to be dismissive so that people won't listen. And guess what, sir? They're definitely still listening. Why are y'all so afraid of that calendar? That's what I want to know. I wonder why Jonathan Hay became afraid after I started using that calendar more and more. Because he was supposed to have been on the channel. And once in a while, he'll still send me a link of his interviews and things that he's doing. I know he's writing a book as well. And he got the book deal after going on Real Life Street Stars with Jaguar on the interview that I covered. In fact, the interview that I reviewed that brought her to my channel. And I wasn't even planning on that. I was just reviewing it because, again, at that time, I genuinely believed she was a whistleblower and an advocate. Because on Stormisha Bussy Alize Jenkins' channel for the last 6+ years, she had been. But, you know, people pretend well. I will give it to Jaguar. She should be an actress. Because you know how to act and play a role. The problem is you're not consistent, so you forget the lies you tell. And your delusions of grandeur have you believing the lies you tell. But the proof was in the pudding on them voicemails you left for Goomba. And you better hope they don't rape her. Because they're going to rape her and the kids. And they're going to put bullets in their head and they're going to make you watch. Who the fuck says shit like that? Just because a nigga left your ass? But you an advocate? And they're going to talk in detail about how they're going to stage him as a veteran that lost his mind and how they're going to kill him too. And they're not going to need you for that one. Do all these people that's believing the bullshit that you all of a sudden want to be a minister, do they even know that you said that shit? I highly doubt they do. That's why I'm just like, you know what? It would just be better for you to confess, man. Because when they lock your ass up, this time they're going to throw the fucking key away. You're not getting out this time. Because if you said that shit to Goomba, that means you've done that shit before. Now, I'm going to say allegedly for the sake of YouTube. You was way too fucking detailed for somebody. You ain't crazy like you be pretending. You know, you and Orlando be acting and shit. You're not fucking crazy. You might got some unresolved issues and some trauma you need to work on, but you're not fucking crazy. You meant every fucking word you said to Goomba on them damn voicemails. We all heard it. It wasn't AI. That was you. They're not going to need you for this one. But we supposed to believe you didn't assist Diddy? Come on. You can miss me with that bullshit. Now you got 2 cases you got to go to court for come September involving you allegedly being an accomplice to Diddy. And you got Odeezy so far under that pussy spell that his stupid ass is actually trying to help you prove your innocence by claiming you were locked up. Being locked up don't mean a goddamn thing. Look at what the fuck Diddy's doing from behind bars at MDC. And then Drewski with his fat ass talking about there's no way I could have been there because, the next day I was at work. Okay, and flights can get you home in a few hours, my nigga. That don't mean a goddamn thing. Everybody want to act like they innocent. And for the longest time, a lot of y'all said Cassie was lying. It took the CNN video for people to even believe Cassie. But we supposed to believe you weren't an accomplice when you proudly bragged about Nikki and, as you called them, her unfortunate kids getting raped and killed? Really? And then when you realized you were unsuccessful in trying to get me to reconnect with you, interstage Stone Paxton. I can't wonder, how the hell did he find my channel? Again, I'm not a celebrity. My channel's growing, but it's not like I have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So how, Sway, did all these different celebrities find my channel? After you, Jaguar. So the whole fallout between you and Stone and Meech, I call bullshit on all of it. This alleged beef you have with this Danny Robertson person, I call bullshit on that. Because you keep forgetting all the meetings we had on Instagram in the family chat and your desire to dominate YouTube, which is now owned by Leor Cohen, which is allegedly Becky with the good hair, Mr. Jay-Z's bottom bitch. Mr. Lay your head on my pillow looking ass. You think I don't know the motherfucker sent you to my channel? If I was not hitting the nail on the head with the satanic ritual calendar, I don't think all you celebrities would be watching little old me on YouTube. Oh, and by the way, I know the spell work you guys have been doing as well. Some of you have met my ancestors. Keep it up. They're going to burn your covens down. Please know that. It's just a matter of time. Let me look at the comments because I see the comments moving. Miss Williams, definitely good to see you. Cody said, you won't believe this. I just Googled how many deaths happened at Astro World. 10 deaths, 1 severe injury equals 11. I'm trying to tell you, identical to the Beyonce bullshit. Word is Malcolm was going to expose the industry and essay that happened to him and others. Absolutely. And that's what the friend said on Facebook. The friend said that. He was like, Malcolm was getting ready to expose a lot of people. And it was going to cost a lot of people their fame and their wealth and their fortune. Just like with Angie Stone. Her producer said that. She was producing a tell-all documentary. And it was going to expose people like Clive, Jay-Z, Diddy, and a lot of other people, allegedly. Same thing with Kim Porter. I just saw that on the documentary where they said that someone got Kim Porter's code to her phone, her tablet, and her laptop, and they found all of her writings. And they saw everything she was getting ready to expose. We did the live where I showed you guys that her autopsy. And I showed you guys how an overdose of GHB can mimic pneumonia. The pulmonary effects of an overdose of GHB injection and ketamine. 47-year-old, perfectly healthy. Same with Kathy White. How's a 28-year-old have an aneurysm who's a health fitness instructor, an expert? Allegedly, Whitney Houston and Bobby Christina were killed and placed into a bathtub. Here's the other similarity. Why have all these people who have been killed been involved in some sort of water ritual? If Angie Stone had actually died, why were there some reports that her hair was wet? Why was Whitney's hair dripping wet in the video that I showed you guys from the E! News interview where she crashed the interview with Monica and Brandy, where she handed Brandy the fucking note? It just seemed to me, and this is my assumption, that maybe, just maybe, Rayford, Jay-Z, Diddy, and them may have tried to allegedly drown her, and maybe she was, trying to let people know because Whitney's hair was dripping wet before, when she was still alive. So if her hair was already wet, how could she possibly have drowned in a bathtub if her hair was already wet? Why was her skirt turned around as if she hastily put her clothes on as if she was trying to escape from someone? See, my calling should have been criminal investigation because I'm very good at investigating shit. I'm extremely analytical. That's why I'm really good at SEO analytics. I told you guys that water has consciousness, and I told you the spiritual importance of water, which is why I do my saltwater cleanses in the shower when I pray. Water has consciousness. It can be used for good or evil. And to those that practice dark magic, they would use water during a sacrifice. So now all of a sudden Malcolm gets, or the story is, Malcolm gets pulled into a riptide, and it just so happens to be on a satanic holiday where they start doing fucking abductions, and the same goddamn day the Bohemian Grove activities start. They're literally doing the Bohemian Grove activities as we speak. It goes from July 20th through August the 3rd. And we've had 2 full moons in these past couple of weeks. Coincidence? I don't think so. So let's just say, hypothetically, Jaguar is a dark witch. Well, I can't even say hypothetically, because she actually admitted that on the Too Strong, aka 2 Week Network, last year. When they asked her how did she know that Beyonce was a dark witch, she said, because it takes one to know one. I remember defending her about that. Then afterwards I said, wait a minute, that means she's admitting to actually being a dark witch. Not a good one, not a light worker, but very much so a witch on that pyramid that I showed you guys, the Satanic Illuminati pyramid. Cracked practicing witches, novice witch, master witch, mother of darkness, sisters of light, grandmother. I mean, if you're a witch who's into dark magic, which you also admitted to doing that shit with Grace, both of y'all are dark witches. If you're a dark witch who performed as a dominatrix, which means that you willingly participated in sadistic activity. See, there's a difference between kink and sadism. BDSM stands for bondage, dominance, submission. Yes, and masochism. Diddy is an actual, real, true sadist. Those are people who get off on inflicting pain on others. Just like people who get off on raping other people. And a dominatrix could most definitely participate in the raping of other people. And a dominatrix could also participate in the murder and assassination of other people. Angie Stone had 3 fucking homegoing services. That will never make sense to me. But we know the significance of the number 3 in Freemasonry and the Illuminati. Just like on the Kennedy bloodline. At the age of 3, they evaluate children to assign them to an Illuminati bloodline, to a family. And the grandmother, the matriarch, decides which of the children are worthy, and they sacrifice the other children, and they write the chosen child's name in the blood of the sacrificed child. Now, you spoke about sacrificing Nikki's children. So again, who the fuck are you for real? You for damn sure ain't no fucking minister, not of the Most High God. You might be a minister of Baphomet. You might be a minister of Lucifer and Satan, but you're not God's, not the Most High. Not acting like that. You're not. I keep just wondering just how tied you are to all these people that keep coming up missing, that are doing tell-alls and trying to expose the industry for sexual assaulting of children and women and men, but specifically the sex trafficking and assault of children. The adrenochrome of it all. That all of y'all back in the day on Facebook said I was a conspiracy theorist about when I kept talking about adrenochrome. D, you're crazy. D was right. Because now y'all see what the fuck I was trying to tell you over a decade ago. Why did it take Diddy getting locked up for some of y'all to start believing me? I'm talking specifically to people on Facebook, because we're multi-streaming to all these platforms right now. I tried to warn y'all then. I tried to tell you the shit was going on. Y'all think it's about freak-offs? No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. On The Making of a Bad Boy, they showed all the studio sessions where Diddy demanded to have red blood lights in the studio. And he said he required blood to be mixed during sex. Now, blood in, blood out, for those of y'all that grew up in the hood, you know what the fuck that means. We know what the fuck blood in, blood out means. Why would Diddy say that inside of a music studio? Why the fuck did Jay-Z have a huge statue of Baphomet at the party that Jonathan Hay was invited to? If he's not a Satanist, Mr. Black Brotherhood, Mr. I was in the picture with the Freemasons, but I'm mad that people are calling me a god. You know what? It's the audacity and the damn stupidity for you dumbass motherfuckers that think we're stupid. That we're as dumb as y'all look. Why the fuck does Jay-Z have a statue of Baphomet at a fucking music industry party? Why did his mail order bride, Beyonce, refer to the Baphomet as the Most High this year at the Grammys on February 2nd, which is a satanic holiday, Candlemas, where they do animal and or human sacrifice, along with the satanic revels orgy, sacrifice, sexual rituals that involves thelema and sodomy and rape? Why ain't none of these celebrities and people associated with celebrities talking about the children who are being trafficked? Especially you, Jaguar. Miss, I'm an advocate, but yet I threaten to have children raped and bullets put in their fucking head. Why the fuck we ain't heard yo ass talk about rescuing children? But you have the audacity to call yourself doing a whole ritual on me in February because I checked Murph's stupid motherfucking ass for trying to check me about comparing Blue Ivy's body and the way she looks to Kathy White, who allegedly is her biological mother, allegedly. Somehow that was wrong. But yet you turned on Murph, you turned on Maggie, you turned on everybody who supported you. But it was okay for you to threaten Goomba and his girlfriend and her children because he didn't want your crazy ass no more. You know, it's just the sheer audacity for me. It's the fucking audacity for you to even think you had any sort of authority over my channel. When, bitch, you found me. I didn't come looking for you. Just like I didn't go looking for Stone. And I made that very clear with him when him and I were still aligned. When he started telling me that people were talking shit, I said, Stone, let me be very clear with you. I didn't come looking for you. Maggie, all the rest of these motherfucking clout chasing they all came to your channel to get seen. I had never heard of you. You found me. So if I did not come and pursue a connection with you because I had never heard of you, how could I be labeled as a clout chaser? I think it's reverse. I think you're the clout chaser. I think your channel wasn't getting traction until you brought your ass to mine. And you realized that I wasn't fucking with Jaguar no more, so then you clout chased off of her. You stopped talking about Angie Stone, and your whole channel all of a sudden became about dragging the Jaguar for filth, which I told you the roasts were hilarious. They were. I mean, the roast was good as shit. I'm all down for a good old roast. But the clout chasing, and you sought me out the same way she sought me out, is because them people sent y'all to my channel. Both of y'all tried it. It didn't work. One thing I'm going to always do as a Scorpio, we sit back and watch people hang themselves. I'm going to let you think that I'm done for as long as I need to so I can watch your ass. I want to see how far you're going to go with your bullshit. And I'm going to drop you like a bad habit and act like you didn't fucking exist. People can never take that with Scorpios because of how we love and support them. They don't think that we'll just let them go. We really are all or nothing. And once you're nothing, you're nothing. But at the end of the day, let's think about this, family. Did we see Stone Paxton go pursue anybody else's channel the way he pursued mine? Nope. Didn't even do the damn interview with Jaguar on her channel. And bragged to me how he wasn't going to do it. Unless she, in, paperwork, did a public apology, which, of course, they didn't do. And as far as I'm concerned, all you motherfuckers are behind closed doors connected. Same way I found out his ass was connected to Danny Robertson and the Fish Akeem Primate. And had the audacity to get mad when I called him out on that shit. Then you want to block and start talking shit behind closed doors, but publicly you want to act like you this nice ass dude and, oh, D's just negative, she's just crazy. Like I said, if I really wanted to be on your level, I could expose our DMs from Instagram. I mean, I really could. But you're not worth my time. I got so many other things going on in my life to be focused on. I'm not focused on you dumbass motherfuckers on YouTube. I'm proving a point that anytime somebody starts to reach people with the truth, y'all try to come together to destroy them. And guess what? It didn't work. All the fuck shit you and all these other geriatric real rejects of YouTube and all the other dumbass real rejects of YouTube and the Garbage Pail Clan member, all the shit y'all did, has it worked? Or am I still here? I want you dumbasses to think about that for a minute. If I take a break from YouTube, it's because I want to. It ain't because of none of y'all. Because sometimes this app is irritating as fuck. I'm going to be honest. Just full of a bunch of dumbass people that don't even know who the fuck they are. Running from channel to channel, looking for validation, looking for to be liked, looking for to be accepted. Love yourself and you won't be seeking validation from strangers on a fucking app. And understand, I don't care how high your ranking is on your satanic pyramid. I don't care if you're a witch, a warlock. I don't care what your degree of masonry is. I don't care what your connection to elite, corrupt motherfuckers is. None of you are bigger than the Most High God. And I've told you over and over that any energy that rises up against me, comes against me, betrays me, tries to deceive me, shall fall immediately and be destroyed. And chaos and confusion will come about your life, and death and hell will follow your own evil intentions right back to your ass. Some of y'all done fucked around and found out. That's why the fuck y'all trying to come back and reconnect. I'm good. You're not. That divine protection you had, especially you, Jaguar, that protection you had when God aligned me with you to help you heal, that shit been gone and you can't get it back. Because you went too far and you did too much. Those night terrors you've been having, how's that been going for you? Those demons you and Grace keep communicating with, they keep fucking you up in your sleep every night between 3 and 5 a.m. Even still. That's why the fuck you keep trying to call on me and no, I'm done. Because see, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness, spiritual wickedness in high places. It's not me you come against. It's the Most High God within me you come against. And the wrath of God is removing its energy from you. It's not fire and brimstone and all that. Why do you think demons are so angry? Why do you think fallen angels are so angry? Because God removed its energy from them. They're eternally cut off from the love of the Most High God. And that's not a place any of y'all want to be. But when you choose to align with other gods, that is what I was told in heaven is the only thing the Most High God cares about is when you choose to align yourself with other gods, especially gods that require human and child sacrifice. When you align with the lower frequency deities and you sell your soul, or you make a covenant with Baphomet, you can erase a tattoo, but the hold that Baphomet has on your soul is eternal. I keep telling people, selling your soul ain't something you should ever do because you can't get it back. You can repent, but that deity owns you. Now, you cried on YouTube and said Diddy owns you. Well, Diddy is being controlled by Lucifer. So is it Diddy that owns you, or is it Lucifer that owns you? I remember you kept calling Grace your spiritual advisor. Well, Grace dabbles in the dark. How can someone in darkness deliver you from demons? They can't. Only a high vibrational can. And you fucked that up. So, there will be no reconnecting. There will be no prayers for you. My only warning to you, Jaguar, right, is that if you don't repent and truly turn, all of y'all souls are going to burn. All of your covens are being destroyed. And everybody who's been participating in these random people coming up dead and missing and sacrifice, well, you're going to have to stand before God for that. Malcolm Jamal Warner, it is my opinion that that man did not drown. I do believe he was drowned. I believe he was chosen as a sacrifice because of what and who he was about to expose. Keep in mind with Angie Stone, she publicly said what she was going to do in December of 2024. She didn't just call out UMG. She called out Clive. Now, it's been said that allegedly Angie had participated in the rituals as well back in the day. And I had heard that, and then when she channeled me, she showed me some shit. And the shit she showed me was very diabolical. And I saw the transition, just like Saul when he transitioned to Paul. Some people have been forced into doing rituals. I'll never forget that time Jaguar was on panel with me and she said, the way they get you is they get you to do something wrong one time. And then they hold it over your head. And they keep making you do that same thing over and over. That way, they can hold it over you. And that's how they, get you. And when she said that, I was like, so did she kill somebody? Like, I'm for real. Like, when she was, because it just, I was like, what did she do that Diddy and Jay-Z have over her? Because she claims to have evidence over them and video footage, from the sex working shit. But you never talked about what these motherfuckers have on you. You very much made yourself out to sound like an assassin on the Goomba voicemails. Let's just be real. You did. And every time somebody comes up dead or missing, my first thought is, did she have something to do with this? I remember all the times you were on panel with me and you said you knew that Jay-Z was listening. How? And why would you be reminiscing about your days singing with him on Song Cry when you were on Piers Morgan saying him and Beyonce were bigger monsters than Diddy? See, that flip-floppy energy doesn't quite make sense. Someone who's an advocate is very consistent in their energy. Very consistent. They don't switch up like that. Let me look at y'all's comments. I'm seeing the thing moving. Andrew, good to see you, my good brother. Good to see you. And said, and fam, let's not forget Jag be insistent they are watching you absolutely all the time. Ms. Williams said, as for Jag, someone played a clip of her saying she was pregnant by Jay. You know what? Yeah, I heard about that. Then I heard that I guess she allegedly said she was pregnant by Jay-Z and had to have an abortion. At this point, you are so the woman that cried wolf that even if that was true, no one's going to believe it because you lied so fucking much. And even if that was true, what relevance does that have now? It could be true. He could have got you pregnant. He could have got you pregnant when you were a minor. But what does that have to do with right now? That doesn't make you innocent. That doesn't absolve you of your alleged involvement in the fuck shit that they did. So it's just you clout chasing off that nigga. Andrew said, sounds like a cult D. Absolutely. Kim Trail, good to see you. Man, I was about to put an APB out on you. No, Kim Trail, just catch the replay on the last few lives. I was driving for Lyft for a little bit and I didn't have time to do anything. I was driving a minimum of 12 hours a day, sometimes more. And the Most High and my ancestors shut that shit down earlier this week. And quite honestly, it needed to happen because of what I'm dealing with my health. So yeah, and then I've just been dealing with real life outside of YouTube. But I'm good. Definitely good to see all of y'all, for real. What you mean hell no to my avatar? Don't be talking about my avatar. I like my avatars. Purple Flower, good to hear your voice, D. Thank you, Andrew. So good to hear you on here, D. Thank you, family. I've been missing y'all too. And that's why I jumped on here tonight. Because I'm like, here's another ambiguous alleged death involving someone from the industry. And now we got multiple stories, just like with Angie Stone. We got all these different stories surrounding Malcolm's alleged death. And as far as I'm concerned, it's another damn sacrifice. I mean, here's the thing. Why do the deaths keep happening on satanic holidays? If it's such a conspiracy, Mr. Paxton, as you kept saying, I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist. If it's such a conspiracy, why do the dates keep aligning and matching up? And why are y'all in the industry trying so hard to disprove me? Seriously. If it's not real. Malcolm's pronounced dead right when they start doing abductions. Angie Stone's pronounced dead on that, what was it, Saint Icodot? Yeah, the Saint Icodot satanic holiday. She had 3 funerals. Her third funeral, the irony that is the number 3 funeral, just happened to fall on the satanic holiday where they're doing assassination, human sacrifice. March 13th through the 15th. And on the 13th, they were doing the sacrifice where they, drinking blood to pay homage to the demons. And on the actual day of March 1st, they were doing human and animal sacrifices. How, Sway, did 3 different satanic holidays surround Angie Stone's alleged death. Why the fuck did the feds confiscate her phone, tablet, and laptop before paramedics got there? Who called him? And above all, how did Stone Paxton know if he wasn't on the van? Answer that, since you got so much to say. I feel like all you motherfuckers is about to get exposed, and I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. And I'm not even going to say what I've been told and what I've been shown, but y'all just keep your eyes open. A lot of these people playing advocate are guilty as fuck and involved as fuck. And that advocacy shit, I'm an advocate. No, not when you're connected to the same people who are being accused of all the damn satanic rituals and sexual abuse and shit. And ain't no fucking way you can say that Jay-Z is your boy, Meech and Stone, but claim to not be fucking with that shit. Justice for Angie Stone. We're advocates for survivors, but yet Jay-Z and Diddy is y'all's boy. Miss me with the bullshit, bro. Miss me with the bullshit. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no one who's an advocate aligning with either one of them motherfuckers at all. Period. I don't give a damn who you connect to in the industry. Fuck the industry. Just like Flip said, the industry is full of goddamn fakes. Shout out to the Freestyle King. The only motherfucker I know who ain't with that bullshit. And it's crazy to me that y'all think the rest of us is as stupid as y'all look. Y'all on here clout chasing off of everybody you can because you're old as hell and nobody knows who the fuck you are. Outside of y'all's little circle. Don't nobody know y'all. I've never heard of either one of y'all. Ever. Ain't never heard Angie Stone say neither one of y'all's names. And I've been following Angie on YouTube and Instagram for years. So I played the game. Okay, let me watch this motherfucker. Let me see who the fuck Mr. Paxton is. Because again, why the fuck did you even come to my channel? Just like with Jaguar. Why the fuck did either one of y'all come to my channel? I believe y'all were sent to try to stop me and it didn't work. Because neither one of y'all turned out to actually be loyal. Y'all both turned out to be fake as fuck. And you both did the same exact activity. Let me come in and act like I support D and let's align and let's do this and let's do that. The next thing I know, you're sending me all these links to channels of people that I've never heard of and that I don't fuck with. Telling me to post this and post that and go watch this live and this person's talking about me and that person's talking. I mean, both of y'all did the same shit. Jaguar always going off about people I ain't never heard of. You know, so-and-so. No, I don't know who they are because these are not people that I follow or watch or listen to because I'm not on that frequency of drama and bullshit. I follow spiritualists. I follow psychics. I follow tarot readers. I follow people who have the same gifts as me. That's who I fuck with on YouTube. Not the Jaguar right drama sector of YouTube. I don't fuck with none of y'all. Your vibrations are too low. Way too low. Meanwhile, in real life, I'm actually pursuing opportunities that will, assist me to actually fulfill my dreams. Go figure, I'm actually pursuing my goals. While the rest of y'all sitting on this app just tearing each other down because you ain't got shit else better to do. Amazing how that works. And all of y'all are older than me. Which is why you fit into the category of the real geriatric rejects of YouTube. See, we got the real rejects of YouTube. We got the Jaguar Right Garbage Pail Clan members. And then we got the geriatric real rejects of YouTube looking for relevancy because nobody knows who the fuck y'all are. And ain't none of y'all channels popping without y'all involving us. So if anybody's clout chasing, it's definitely y'all. Don't need y'all, never did, and don't need y'all now. But one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to stop investigating all of you who call yourselves a part of this industry. I'm going to keep investigating all of you. And when I start connecting the dots and shit starts making sense, that's when y'all get nervous. And that's when y'all start trying to come for me, and you start trying to come for my channel, and you start lying, and you start putting out lies and putting out bullshit, trying to dissuade people from coming to my channel and listening. And what is so beautiful about all of this is that every one of you trolls that left have been replaced. Just like I told y'all were going to be. Damn near every passenger I met is now following me on YouTube and Instagram. And YouTube on that bullshit not increasing my subscriber count when I know for a fact at least 20 people have recently subscribed to my channel. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I really don't. Because my revenue, I'm not dependent on YouTube for revenue. Now the donations, absolutely. Those are needed and appreciated. But I'm not on YouTube like, oh, I need to. No, I'm on YouTube to spread the truth. And the Most High God will and has been providing. I'm not on here for AdSense deposits. I'm on here to expose the truth, to uplift people, to promote those who I support and believe in, and to put out my own content. But all this shit with these different celebrities and these different people coming and watching my channel and thinking that you finna sabotage me, let me tell you something. Going against me is literally going against yourself. You will fail every time. And you will receive your karma immediately. I think you should think about the things you say and do. And I think that if you want divine protection, you probably shouldn't have fucked up the protection that God sent. Specifically you, Jaguar. You shouldn't have fucked that up. Because I know what you've been going through in the spiritual realm. Because I see it. And you keep trying to channel me and reach me. My ancestors are blocking you. I heard Grace is about to go to Jaya. I don't know if that's true, but I heard that, allegedly. That would be real interesting if she did. But I had heard that. Because I guess apparently she was accused of, trying to attack her ex-husband with an axe or some shit. I don't even know all the details, but just based off of what I heard, I said, well, that sounds about right. You know, because y'all hoes last year, not even last year, earlier this year, with your attempt to do the humiliation ritual, you know, oh, we don't do links in the chat, so you gonna have to get banned from my channel. See, Twitch apparently allows that. Oh, Jason, I didn't even see you in there. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I didn't even see you in there. But for real, like, you know, here we got a female that spoke so much negativity over my life about how bad things were going to get for me and, you know, all this extra shit. Meanwhile, in these YouTube streets, they're saying that you are allegedly an axe murderer, like attempted axe murderer. Which would explain why you may have been locked up this past year. And would also explain why Jaguar would never reveal the details about your arrest. Because I remember that. That's when we were all still aligned together. And she was like, they're after Grace. Grace then got locked up again. I'm thinking, like, why does Grace keep getting arrested? She never said why. But any woman that will take an axe to their ex-husband, even if he's abusing you, some of your screws is loose. That's not normal behavior. And birds of a feather do flock together. It's not that they are after anyone. I think they are the personification of Legion that has taken over you. And I think they are those demonic spirits that keep speaking to you, Jaguar. And genuinely, I hope you heal from that. Because them demons are going to be your demise. I saw exactly how things are about to go for you while you and Grace were speaking all that negativity over my life in February. Before the planned attack on February 11th. 9 days after Candlemas. I saw Grace. Orange was her new black. And Jaguar's demise was much worse. And genuinely, I really hope this time that premonition does not manifest. I would say you need to seriously repent. You better pray and ask God for forgiveness. And I'm not talking about just for what you did to me, but for the activities that you've participated in the darker realm spiritually. You can't pretend to be a minister and think that will absolve you of your involvement allegedly in satanic rituals and satanic ritual abuse. Putting a mask on doesn't take away the shit you've done, allegedly, for the sake of YouTube. And, Ariel Mitchell Kidd, I will say this. I do agree that she's definitely duplicitous. I do believe Ariel Mitchell Kidd is on Jay-Z's payroll. But I don't believe you're innocent, and I think there is some truth to that case that's coming up in September where Diddy named you as an accomplice to the fuck shit he did. Now, you and Old Musty trying so hard to prove that you were locked up at the time and there's no way you could have been, that don't mean a goddamn thing. Actions can happen before and after said dates. And calls clearly can be made from Jaya. Because we see what the fuck Diddy has been doing from Jaya. Okay? I want to see you prove all of us wrong. That's what I want to see. Since you claim you weren't there, and prove it. Literally, go to court and prove that shit. It was ironic that you and Gene Deal showed up on day one of the Diddy hearing and they didn't let y'all asses inside the court. That shit was actually quite hilarious. You traveled all the way to New York with bodyguards for a PR moment and they didn't even let you in the courtroom. That's why I said some people really be believing the bullshit that come out their mouth. They really believe the lies that they tell everybody else. They for real believe that shit. The jury for me is still out on Gene Deal. I'm still investigating him. I believe Gene Deal, there is some truth to some of the stuff he says, but I don't believe Gene Deal is innocent at all. Not by any means. I believe he knows a lot more than what he has shared with the public. Neptune Pisces, good to see you. So, yeah, I'm waiting to see how this is all going to play out. We got Beyonce having a stampede, aka sacrifice. Now, nobody died, but 11 people being injured, just like the 11 people at the Travis Scott Astroworld. Why is there always some sort of tragedy involving Beyonce? Why did Tyler Perry do a whole event with her mother hosting as the matriarch, aka grandmother? And not grandmother in a paternal sense, grandmother in terms of that Illuminati pyramid, the highest ranking dark witch on the pyramid. Grandmother on that pyramid is also known as a matriarch. And Tyler Perry referred to Beyonce's mother as the matriarch. I mean, it's just, it's just not a coinky dink. And guess what else, family? That happened right after his viral moment about how he should not have had to pay for all the fumes for Angie Stone. But if Angie was your friend, one more again, if Angie was your friend, how the fuck you complaining with your supposedly rich ass about paying for the fumes? And if Angie's catalog increased, what was it, 13,000%? Where did that money go? Who received that increase on March the 12th, 11 days after she was announced dead? Y'all see how 11 just continues to be a continued theme in this industry? 11 at Astroworld, 11 days later, her catalog increases. And guess who the catalog was managed by? Universal Music Enterprises, owned by Jay-Z, Carter, and Clive Davis. So did they get the money? Did her children get the money? Did her estate get the money? Who the fuck got the money? Did Angie Stone actually die, or did they fake her death? Or was she abducted and held for ceremonial preparation to be a sacrificial victim? It's just way too much ambiguity around her death, just like it is about Malcolm. Every time someone from the inside of the industry is getting ready to expose people in the industry, they go bye-bye. Mysteriously. It's never clear. It's always very mysterious. Now, Stone says Angie hired him and Vassal to locate her publishings. We all supported him in that. Y'all know we did. We went to his channel with the hashtag, Justice for Angie Stone, and we did it on my channel. Even during that time, quite a few people were reaching out to me telling me not to trust Stone. They said he's not who you think he is. And allegedly him and Vassal were involved in her demise. I didn't want to believe that. Just like I didn't want to believe Jaguar was who she was. But the more I've been researching all of these people's connections, I don't really know what's real. I do believe there is a certain level of facetious behavior that's been going on, clearly. But Angie's not here to defend or tell us her truth. So that's why I went into the gematria, and we found a whole lot of information in her gematria, including the labyrinth, the $1 trillion industry, which that's what the underground sex trafficking industry generates, which is disgusting. We saw President grab him by the pussy also in her gematria. And we saw child sacrifice. It's my opinion that that is the real reason they got rid of her. It wasn't about the UMG royalties. She was getting ready to expose who was involved in the child sacrifice, much like they're now exposing Diddy and Jay-Z allegedly for participating in the same activities. Why have we heard zero about the RICO charges? Did they drop the RICO? I mean, I haven't heard shit about it. I've been researching. I haven't heard shit about the RICO. We have not heard from the other 200 plus victims that Tony Busby said he was representing. Why did the case conclude only off of his interaction with Cassie? What about the RICO? Why were none of the other people that Tony Busby was representing, why weren't they put on the stand? Why? Let me say it in Spanish. ¿Por qué? Why the fuck weren't those people put on the stand? How the fuck did the RICO charges get dismissed without being tried? Without the jury truly discussing and deliberating and investigating that shit? How in the fuck did he get off on the RICO charges with none of the people that accused him being on the stand to testify? He only got convicted of what was it? Attempt to prostitution, but he gets off on the sex trafficking in the RICO charges, while no one who accused him was questioned or cross-examined. I was like, this is some bullshit for your ass, nigga. So all them people that accuse him and the ones that accuse Jay-Z, no justice for them. We was talking about justice for Angie Stone. What about justice for the victims who are still alive, who are still dealing with the goddamn trauma? Why ain't nobody talking about that, including Stone Paxton and Jaguar Wright? Have we heard Rihanna say one goddamn thing this entire time? Did y'all know that Rihanna was friends with Cassie Ventura? Why Riri ain't been saying shit? What does she know? Why was Jay-Z surrounded with teenage girls? Jaguar said when she got signed to him, she was 13. Foxy Brown was 14. Riri was 15. Aaliyah was, I believe, 14 or 15. Why was Jay-Z always having teenage girls around? And then later, many people said he allegedly had sexual relationships with all of them. Like I said, it could be very true that Jaguar could have gotten pregnant by him, but she didn't lie so goddamn much. I'm not finna believe that shit. I'm just not. You know, the boy that cried wolf so fucking much that by the time he actually encountered the goddamn wolf, nobody fucking believed him. So, you know, I keep wondering, y'all are all saying you're advocates, but none of you talk about children who are being trafficked. None of you talk about all the Amber Alerts that go off constantly here in Texas. But I tell you what, you will be held accountable. And it's going to be the Most High God that holds you accountable. Let me look at y'all's comments right quick. Neptune Pisces, not to mention 5 people died like a few weeks ago. Malcolm, Jamal, Warner, Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan died? I didn't even know that shit. And a few other people. Right. Y'all do know Ozzy Osbourne was friends with Anton LaVey and Aleister Crowley. So, I mean, I know there are people that are Osbourne fans. Him and his wife were pictured in many pictures with Anton LaVey. So I don't have as much empathy for them. I'm just being honest. Purple Flowers said, exactly, D. Andrew, 13,000 times, lots of money. Thank you. That's crazy. Exactly, Andrew. They dropped the fucking RICO and found him not guilty without trying any of the victims. None of the victims got to testify. But yet he gets off on the fucking RICO. Are you kidding me? The reason, this is my opinion, and again, all my commentary is alleged outside of my real life experience and what's been made publicly known. It's my opinion that the reason he got off on the RICO is because of the people it was gonna fucking expose. Because ain't no fucking way you all of a sudden are not guilty of the goddamn RICO, but yet there was over 200 people that were accusing you of doing that shit to them when they were fucking minors. So I call bullshit on all of that. Cody said, or Little Rod, who sued Diddy for SA and claiming to have huge amounts of recordings of all the freak offs, the satanic shit, etc., because he was his videographer and he went quiet once the trial started. Right. Because again, there is footage out there of alleged satanic sexual rituals that were going on during the freak-offs. Again, it wasn't just people being freaky. I've been very transparent in my past life experience, and when I would go to like swinger parties and shit, they not in like the mansions and shit, wasn't none of that bullshit going on. It was people having private, separate parties offsite that I heard about, and it was 2 doms in particular that were trying to recruit me because I was into the kink shit as a female dom, and they were like, oh, we want you to come train our subs. And I found out that them 2 particular male doms had been doing satanic sexual rituals, and at the time I didn't know that it was called the Lima, but people were talking about how these particular doms practice sexual magic, and that's why they had separate private parties off site. And they were like, be careful because they'll try to get you caught up in like some dark magic shit. And I was like, oh hell no, I'm not with that shit. I mean, I like kink and all of that. I don't mind putting a sub in a cage and putting them in restraints and, flogging them and shit. That's just some kinky shit. But y'all talking about dark magic and sexual, I'm not with that shit at all. And I ain't gonna hold y'all. That's really what made me leave that lifestyle. Because I found out it was quite a few people that was into that shit that wasn't publicly making it known that they was into that shit at the mansion parties. And I was like, nope, this is not for me. And I am not finna be participating in or with nobody who is into any of that shit. Not at all. Oh, I forgot about Purple Girl. There was a new one that I made and I cannot find her. I actually developed a new avatar and I cannot find it in here. Wait, which one is this?